Hey everyone, this is Chris from Better Together Travel, and one of the holy grails of really maximizing um, the opportunities you have for free or discounted travel is through status matching. Typically, we talk about that either as status matching from one airline um, premium status to another, or from one hotel premium status to another. But today we're going to talk about uh, the process that we've used and others have used called the merry-go-round, where you are status matching between your hotel privileges to that of casino hotels, and by doing so, being able to reward yourself with free or heavily discounted hotel rooms and cruises. So this is something that Stephanie and I embarked on a few years ago. We actually watched a video here of how we used our ability to get diamond status with Caesars to get a heavily discounted. I don't say free because we did have to pay for room taxes, but a heavily discounted trip to Atlantis in the Bahamas for 4 days and 3 nights, which was really great. But something that I personally have had on my bucket list was doing the merry-go-round, specifically with Atlantic City casinos, to get some free or heavily discounted cruises. So last November, Stephanie and I decided to take an overnight trip to Atlantic City to do just that. So let me walk you through that process and what it afforded us in doing so. So to start off with, we already had our diamond status with Caesars. So you can kind of see our Caesars reward here. The way we were able to get this at the time was through the status that we had with Hilton, which was diamond. Another way that you could get it up through the end of, I believe, last year, was if you had the Wyndham Earners business card. That automatically gave you diamond status with Wyndham, and you could use that status to also get diamond status with Caesars. So by having our Hilton diamond status 2 years ago, we also used that to parlay that into the diamond status with Caesars and renew it. We've also used the Caesars reward card to do the same thing, where we had a big expenditure coming up. So I applied for the Caesars reward card and used that and the points that came from that to continue my Caesars diamond status. Now, with that Caesars diamond status, there are benefits that I feel are really great that you get with Caesars hotels themselves. Chief among those are not only not having to pay resort fees and have free valet parking when you're at Caesars resorts, but also you get a $100 celebration dinner every year. So this is something that we've taken advantage of. We've had a great dinner at Nobu in doing so. But to take that one step further, we've actually used this status when we went to Atlantic City to go through the merry-go-round, and I'll share that process now. So we used miles, of course, to fly for I think $8.60 each from Chicago to Philadelphia, and then used a 1 day free national car rental that we had to drive out to Atlantic City. We then used our Caesar status to get an overnight for $77 at the hotel. After checking in, we actually walked down the strip over to Hard Rock Casino. At the Hard Rock Casino, we showed them my diamond status with Caesars, and in return, they said, thank you, Mr. Ross. We'd like to give you our Hard Rock icon status. Okay, so there was a little pause there, but was successful in getting the icon card here at Hard Rock, which should be the golden ticket to getting Ocean Prime. So they also gave me $50 in free play, so I'm going to go down and play that. The nice thing about that is that all you have to do is go and put 50 bucks into the slot machine, but then anything that you win out of that you get to keep. So we'll see how that goes, and then it's off to Ocean. And so with the Hard Rock icon status, we're able to get a couple of hotel rooms for free with them, and they also gave us $50 in free credits to gamble their hotel. So Stephanie used that to go down to the slot machines, and I think she made about $75 off of that. So with that in hand, we then walked down to Ocean Casino. And at Ocean Casino, with the status that we had with Hard Rock, they matched that to their Ocean Prime status. And that's the card that I have here. With the Ocean Prime status, a couple things that they offered to us. First was for the next, I believe, the next 72 hours, we could go to their lounge, which we did right after getting the card, and went up there and had a great meal. It's a beautiful buffet, and just kind of relaxed for a few hours and kind of congratulate ourselves on getting this milestone met.
Okay, so we're in the Villa Lounge. Took a little over 2 hours, and we status matched our Diamond to Hard Rock Icon to Ocean Prime, and we're enjoying a great buffet here in the Villa Lounge. We had that free for 72 hours, and then after about 5 days, we'll have access to our free 10-day cruise on MSC Lounge, MSC Cruises. So was it worth it? Absolutely. The weather's a little cool today, but definitely worth it. So, yeah.
But a couple other things that come with that, it usually takes about a month for it to get through their system. The first was 2 nights at the Wynn Hotel in Vegas. That's something that we'll take advantage of later this year. But also, you are able to have a up to 8 night cruise on MSC Cruise Lines, anywhere within the U.S., the Caribbean, and Bahamas. You do have to put down a $400 deposit, which is given back to you as a shipboard credit. You can also pay $1,400, and this is for two people, $1,400, which gives you opportunity to use their cruise anywhere in the world. So we took advantage of the $400 just recently, and we'll be taking that cruise later this year. So, um, but while we were waiting for the 30 days for their system to update for us to call MSC, we actually got an impromptu call from Carnival Cruise Lines, and that was offering us a $1,200 cruise for two for up to 8 days anywhere that they cruise. And so when I inquired to them why they were offering this to us, they said the reason why was because of our MSC status. So in less than 2 weeks in acquiring the status with MSC, we had booked the cruise with Carnival, and we had a cruise that was going to be awarded to us in the next couple of weeks with MSC Cruise Lines. And that was just from taking the time to go out there and do these status matches. Now, since then, I went to Bally's because we did not make it in time to get to Bally's while we were out there. And curiously, what we learned was that I could use our Caesars Diamond status, and it would upgrade us to the Star status with Bally's. That status really didn't offer us a whole lot. I think it gave us Bally parking for free. So I went back and looked at my notes and realized that what I needed to use was my Hard Rock status. So I went back to the service desk and said, my mistake. What I would like to do is see if I can match to my Hard Rock icon status, and they upgraded me to the Bally's Superstar status. With the Superstar status, having done that in Chicago, we will also are on the list of being eligible for another Carnival cruise, as well as hotel stays at some of the Bally's hotel properties. So more to come on that. But I wanted to share this out because it just demonstrates some of the innovative ways that you can leverage different statuses you may have at hotels or with credit cards to also reward yourself with free or discounted hotel stays and meals, and in this case, cruises. Now, since we did this last November, there have been some changes to the way that both Wyndham and Caesars do their status matching. Most importantly is that starting in, I believe, February of this year, in order to receive the Wyndham Earners Business Diamond status, you do have to acquire that not through a status match, but through actual spend at Wyndham hotels. Um, that said, I do believe that if you have the status with either Hard Rock at the Icon status or the Caesars Diamond status, there may be a way to go around that. We'll find out more about that later. But I wanted to share with you just one of the things that we've done to leverage some of the things that we've learned in travel hacking to get what we think are some great benefits. In this case, the out of pocket to us was really just the taxes and fees to fly to and from Philadelphia, as well as the overnight at Caesars. We did use our celebration dinner, so we ate at Ramsey's Pub and Grill in Caesars for no cost. It actually came out to $100.38. So that was kind of cool that we could use our celebration dinner for that. And then, of course, we've paid $400 out of pocket that we'll use for excursions and drink packages and internet packages on the cruise line. So, hope this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate to either drop us a line here in the comments or look to us on our website, b2g.travel. Be more than happy to help out. Thanks, and bye bye.